a little birdie told me that you guys have something really big in the works.
We do. Actually, it was my wife's idea. All credit to her. Emily nailed it. Totally her idea. Do you want to share the idea since it's yours?
Sure. We were just talking about different ways we can re-innovate the industry and different ways we can just really come in and fill in a space that we think has a need. And it kind of hit me.
Yeah, it was great.
So this is going to be a...
Oh, nice.
That's amazing.
That's a really good idea. Wow. Why has nobody done this?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Feast or Famine with the Youngs.
We are the Youngs, and the headphones are back.
What?
What does that mean?
That means we have guests.
In the computer.
In the computer.
And we don't actually keep these people inside the computer, just in case people are concerned. They're on the other part of the country, so we have to play nice.
Yeah. Who do we have here today?
Who are you guys?
Hi, guys.
Hey.
I'm Dryden. This is my wife.
Emily.
We are Wild in Rome. We're a photo-video wedding duo based on the East Coast.
Nice.
And they are probably one of our favorite guests so far because they are the same thing we are.
I know, that doesn't happen very often.
Doesn't happen a lot, but we got them on, and it's great. So just tell us a little bit about you guys, how you got started. Was it photo first or video first, and then you combined, or tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. You're free to cut in whenever you want to if I start telling it wrong. But I actually had no formal training with photo video. Emily got her degree in video.
Yeah. I had a digital media video production degree.
Yeah. And she was actually originally, when we were dating and engaged, she was doing the media coverage for my business. I actually, pre-COVID, I used to be a professional magician, is what I used to do full time.
That's cool.
Magician?
Magician, yeah.
Like pulling a rabbit out of a hat?
Do magic full time. Sure, yeah, but a little less cheesy than that. But yeah, that gives you the idea.
Like sleight of hand, like the modern mental.
But yeah, so I used to travel around doing shows.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I used to travel around doing shows, and she would do all of my media coverage for it, which was super fun. And we had a tour planned for 2020, and then you know what hit. And the whole thing got canceled with COVID.
Of course
and we also got married that year, so we were like, we have no income now, we're about to get married, we got to figure something out. So I just got a job doing sales with an old professor of mine, and you can kind of pick up where you came in.
It sucked the life out of you.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I had always thought I wanted to be a stay-at-home wife. Yeah. I had always thought I wanted to be a stay-at-home wife. But when it came time to actually do that and take care of the home and keep everything clean and everything, I got really bored really fast. I felt like I just didn't have any purpose. Yeah, so I ended up deciding, hey, I think since we've gotten married, I could probably do a wedding, right? I probably am qualified for this now. And I felt like it was just going to be way too much work to do on my own. I'm a little bit more soft-spoken than Dryden, so I felt like I really needed him. So we took it, he said he would do it with me. We took an afternoon, went into our guest room with all of our whiteboards, and I drew out the parts of a camera and taught him all sorts of things, rule of thirds, everything I knew about how to film things.
Yeah.
And so it started with video.
Yeah, so we started with video only.
And you just jumped right in.
Yeah. Yeah, so my degree was social media marketing and business growth.
He knew some level of media stuff.
Yeah.
You knew editing, you knew.
Yeah, so I pretty much got straight to work just messaging people on Facebook and trying to get people's weddings and things like that. And we also found out that we literally 2 weeks after we decided to start doing it and pursuing it, one of our best friends was getting married and couldn't afford a videographer. So we were like, hey, this is perfect. What if as your wedding gift, we do your wedding video? And they were like, sure, come on out, do it. And so we just did it. And off that one video, we booked a bunch of people on Facebook, and then just kind of we started focusing on social media growth, and that's kind of where it spiraled and became what we do full time now.
So that's awesome. So who is like lead photo and who is lead video, if you guys even do it that way?
Yeah. So my first love is photography. There was no photography degree at the college I was going to. So video was like the closest I could get to it. And I knew a decent amount anyway, so there was no point for me getting like a minor in it or something like that. So later on, maybe, was it like, 6 months later or so?
Yeah.
8 months later?
Yeah.
Something like that. I had been taking pictures at weddings for thumbnails, and Dryden was like, you could do this. You could do photo. And so we started bringing in photo. So I'm lead photo, he's lead video. And if we ever have a wedding that's separate, we second shoot for the other.
Yep. That's exactly how we do it. Yeah.
And that's how I got you to do photography.
Yeah.
'Cause I bought you a camera. I was in media for
long time,
a decade before I got into weddings. And I bought her a camera as a
cool.
gift, and I never wanted to do weddings, and it was kind of a similar story. We started just photography and I had no intention of doing it, and then it just kind of trickled in, and then I lost my job and dove right in.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
I love that, you guys.
We're twins. I love that.
Yes.
Woo!
I don't know, like,
That's fantastic.
I don't know as much about video though. Like Emily, you probably know because your degree is in it, like so much about video. And when I second shoot for Alex, even sometimes I'm like completely outing myself here, but I'm like, what's the frame rate supposed to be at? Like, what am I doing?
But
I'm like, can you just change it for me really quick, please?
He does that on photo.
I do the same thing when I'm trying to shoot photo for her. Like I don't have no idea what I'm doing, but like there's so many
flash settings do I use?
If anything has to happen with a flash, I don't even bother. I let
flash settings are the worst. Like
no
I can
idea
set up
what I'm
lights and all day long, but as soon as you put a flash or a strobe or something in, I'm like, can you set this up for me? And then I'll shoot, because I don't know what the settings are. And I'll start pressing buttons and be like, no, not like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So funny.
Yeah, we are the exact same way. I'm
funny.
clueless.
That is really funny. Although you say that, but then when I get your footage back, if it's a wedding that we're just doing video, I'm like, I don't got to use my footage. I'm going to use your footage. Because it always looks better.
I love that. That's awesome.
That's so funny.
That's fantastic.
So what year did you guys start your business?
We technically started 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So just like
you guys have
3.5 years
I feel
ago.
like you guys have like exponential growth.
Oh,
like
for
looking
sure.
at your social media and stuff.
We have been very blessed.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, our faith is a big part of our lives, and I think
The Lord has just opened doors for us.
Yeah.
the Lord has just opened so many doors for us in so many different ways, and putting that at like the forefront of our decisions of how we're going to run our business and how we're going to treat our couples and everything, I think has just inadvertently helped us so much. Like, it wasn't to boost our business, it was to like run things the way we want to run it, but it just, I think, has additionally had that effect where it's just allowed us to grow way faster than we could have ever imagined.
Oh, absolutely.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. That's an amazing story, honestly.
And you guys probably, tell me if I'm right in this, but did you guys jump on TikTok like right during COVID and just like go full force with like your content from weddings?
We jumped into TikTok pretty fast.
Yeah.
It was like early 2021.
It was probably like early 2021. Yeah, we started like mid 2020, and then like by the January, February, March of 2021, we were hopping on that.
We had our first viral video.
Yeah, I mean, I can go into that a little bit more if that's okay.
Yeah, go for
Absolutely,
it.
Cool. So it was obviously very early on. A lot of people are trying to figure out like, what's your ideal client? Where is your ideal client? What kind of weddings do you want to be shooting? And very early on, we realized we love like the high energy, the fun, like those kind of like really party weddings where they're just really gonna like celebrate, and like we love those kinds of weddings. And so basically what I learned from my marketing degree was like, don't reinvent the wheel. Go see where those customers are going. Go see who they're hiring and what kind of like and those companies and what they're doing. So like right away, the big thing I noticed, Fox Weddings is a video, and I think Photo Now too. They do a bunch of like dance videos on TikTok.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, I want to be doing those kinds of weddings. I love those. What are they doing? And I noticed it was just like a bunch of footage of like people singing at receptions and things like that. So I was like, okay, I can do that. So like that weekend we had a wedding, and I just, during the reception, I turned my camera vertical and filmed some girl singing, and she started singing at the camera, and like the first one had like 1.5 million views, and I was like, got it. This is the way.
That's what I do.
Understood. Yeah. We, once we started seeing that as well, like we started doing that at every single wedding.
You literally elbow me all the time.
I'm like, look, like, cause when we're on the dance floor, I can pick out people that I know are like going to be singing every single word. And I'm like, Alex, come over here. Like, and then I'll be like, hey, she's about to like do the chorus. And so I'll be like, turn to vertical.
This is literally Saturday.
The bride.
The band was playing Fat Bottom Girls and by Queen. And she was just like in it.
Going in it, yeah.
Right up front. And she said, when
that.
she starts singing, go vertical. I'm like, I'm going to do that. But I'm watching, and the chorus is about to drop. And I see this look in her eyes. I'm like, this is it. Got the whole chorus. And I'm so excited to post it soon.
This is the moment.
Yeah, I feel like, with TikTok,
It's gonna kill it.
which is great, like we shifted the way that we capture weddings in a way that like we are shooting vertically, selfishly, but not selfishly, but like we're shooting vertically throughout the entire day on some points, just so we have, social posts and things like that. And of course, if like the couple wants us to send it, we're more than happy to do that. But we do that all the time. I love it.
Like to the point where the last 4 engagement sessions we've done that they wanted video, or that we just did video, because like we had a session that they flew us to Dallas. It was only photo, but I'm like, I'm gonna bring a camera and I'm gonna do video because we're gonna both be there. I'll do the whole thing vertical because those types, I feel like engagement sessions specifically, they want to post it online, and that's what they want it for. So I'm going to film it for the platform, and the platform right now is vertical. So why wouldn't you?
Something also that I realized that you guys do
absolutely
that is pretty unique, I think, is you do like the transition TikTok trends, but you film it on your camera. And I love that because I feel like right now what's really popular is hiring like a media content creator. And that's great.
Yeah,
like we offer that
creator.
with our packages too. But it's all filmed on the cell phone. So I just love that you guys do that with the
same style,
with your like actual cameras. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, we talk about we advertise to all of our brides like, hey, if you have any TikToks you want to make, let us know. Let's do it. It's going to be totally fun.
It's actually in our client guide too, like suggestions for TikToks or things that brides
like
can do.
Current trends going on and things like that.
Now when you...
And I loved what you were saying too about like filming vertically throughout the day. Sorry.
No, go ahead. There's a little bit of delay, so go ahead.
I love what you were saying about filming throughout the day. Like I shoot on my Ronin S2 up until reception entrances because I like using the gimbal throughout the day, and then I'll go handheld during the reception, which makes it a lot easier to go vertical. But like I know we make all of our social media teasers for our weddings vertical, just for, people, when we give them a teaser, I know they're going to be sharing it around, they're going to be posting it, so they don't really need a horizontal. I think that vertical is going to help. So like in the middle of a ceremony, when I have extra time, I turn my gimbal to vertical and I'll get this wide shot of them down the middle of the altar or things like that, that we'll do intentionally planning for the teaser rather than the film.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so a little birdie told me that you guys have something really big in the works.
We do indeed. We have a new project we're working on that we're going to be launching next month in September.
So as of the date that this is being pushed, it will have been announced already.
Yes.
So if anybody that is listening to this or watching this that didn't know about it, what is it?
So, actually, it was my wife's idea. All credit to her. Emily nailed it. Totally her idea. Do you want to share the idea since it's yours?
Sure. I'll talk a little bit about it. We were really wanting to get into the retreat space. We have a friend who does retreats just up and down the East Coast, and we were just talking about trying to think of where it really came from for me. We were going to go on a vacation, but we were just talking about different ways we can re-innovate the industry and different ways we can just really come in and fill in a space that we think has a need. And it kind of hit me.
Yeah, and it was great. Go ahead.
Because we're supposed to go on a cruise this December, and I was like, what if we do this on a cruise? You could go to a bunch of different destinations. You could, go to Europe. You could go anywhere. And so I started looking at different options, and so this is going to be a photo plus video retreat on a Mediterranean cruise, and it's going to visit France, Italy, and Spain.
Oh,
and we're going to have shoots in every single location.
That is insane.
It's crazy. Thank you. I appreciate it. We are really excited. I mean, I know some retreats are more education based and some are more community based. I will say we're definitely more of like the community aspect. Yeah. We kind of want it to feel like a big work retreat where people are going to get a ton of content, but also like a group vacation where we're all hanging out on a cruise ship. We're going to have one day where everyone goes and does a group excursion together. We're going to have like a themed party night. Yeah. It's going to be a blast.
It's packed with value.
Okay, so do we have dates set?
We do have dates set. Yes, we do. So the full retreat is going to be August 4th to the 12th of 2024.
Hold on, checking my calendar right
she's
now.
She's like, let me mark my calendar.
Next year, because we already passed those dates this year.
And don't worry. Yeah. And are you booked?
I don't think so. Tell me it again.
August 4th through what?
The 12th.
August 4th through the 12th.
She has to open Honeybook because she hasn't put them in the iPhone calendar yet.
Yeah.
Dude, man.
Look at that.
While she's looking, because I am curious. I just got to know.
Look how many dots there aren't in August.
We're available. Yay.
You always said you don't want to go on a cruise. But I think if we're going to go on a cruise, this is the cruise to go on.
Yeah, I have always said I will never, ever go on a cruise, ever, because it's scary. But this might have shifted my mindset a little bit. So we might be facing our fears.
There's a reason to go now, not just sitting on a boat.
Yeah, and right. And you know what? It's probably a pretty good beginner's cruise. I know it's 8 days, but it's in the Mediterranean Sea, so you're not in the middle of the ocean. I had the same fears of being on a cruise ship. I get kind of motion sick, so I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a cruise. But, there's really only one cruising day. Right?
Yeah.
There's only one day that we're on the boat.
We chose a cruise that has a ton of ports so that we get as much content as possible, which means there's only one day spent out at sea. And even during that day, we're going to be doing a Q&A with our VIP guests. We're going to be doing a pool shoot and everything like that. So you'll be spending most of your time actually on land in Europe throughout the event. But
wonderful.
Back to dates. It is August 4th to the 12th. Everyone will come in the 4th, and then the 5th will be when the cruise leaves. So we'll all meet up on the 4th, hang out, connect to that evening. We'll probably do a sunrise shoot on the 5th and then head to the cruise ship and check in, and everybody will get their rooms, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and we're working with a planning service, so we're really, really investing heavily in making sure this runs smoothly because it is going to be a logistical nightmare.
Yeah. Our planner, praise her heart. She is amazing. She is a European planner who knows the area and everything, and it's going to make our life 10 million times easier.
I was just about to ask you guys that. I could not even, honestly, thinking about the logistics of setting up shoots and the tickets and the lodging and finding florists, and it makes me want to throw up, honestly. That sounds so intimidating.
Yeah.
This actually just...
Yeah, me too. Yeah, we thought the same thing.
This idea just popped into my head. this sidebar, a friend of mine, I don't know, do you know who the Allman Brothers are?
It
Don't.
sounds familiar.
It's like an old
maybe.
school like
Maybe
oldies.
not. I don't know.
It's an oldies band. Well, their kids, a friend of mine drums for them and tours with them. Devin and
I don't know.
anyway, they're right now trying to break a world record for a tour, and it's 50 shows in 50 cities in 49 days. Y'all ought to look up and see if
Holy
there's some
crap.
sort of thing for styled shoots
There's a record.
in different cities and countries
That-
in certain number of days, because that could be something awesome.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That would be, and then you could just use that to help market
If
it more.
that isn't one, then we can make it one.
I mean, you guys will, like, for sure.
Yeah.
Come help us break a world record.
Dude, for real, that would get ticket sales.
Okay, so
Let's talk about the tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have any other questions?
I did, but I can't think of it right now.
Let's.
What?
It'll jump back in your
It'll
head.
jump back in my
Let's
head.
talk about tickets. So,
Oh, I was going to ask about the name.
duh. What's this called?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna be like probably extremely underwhelmed. We are quite literally just calling them Wild and Roam retreats.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense though.
Branding.
We don't know if it'll. Yeah, I feel like it's fun because it's wild. We're like Rome. It's like the destination and the travel, and plus the cruises will probably take different shapes and forms over the years. I think it
Yeah.
fits.
Yeah, and we didn't want to make it too complicated. We were trying to think of like a fun word for retreats.
Yeah,
But,
we
like-
tried so hard. We were like, okay,
revival. Like,
what can we
Yeah.
call it?
Going-
Adventures. And we're let's just call it what it is.
Go to
It's a retreat.
thesaurus.com. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's so funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Dude, literally after thesaurus.com, our next stop was ChatGPT.
oh
And
yeah.
we were
course it
like,
is.
all right,
Duh.
ChatGPT, give
words
us
that feel like this.
we were like, give us other words that feel like retreat or workshop. And it did not work out.
Yeah.
Sometimes ChatGPT could be very hit or miss.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
So let's talk about tickets and like what goes into being able to get one and
What they include, what they don't include, those
yeah,
sort of
limited
things.
availability, etc.
Absolutely. I'm going to actually pull up like the list I have of everything because I can't remember everything that's
Yeah.
included in our tickets just because our goal is to like jam pack them.
Yeah.
So I have like a list here on our
Yes.
website that
Full of value.
isn't published yet that I'll use. So for tickets, price is being finalized over here. By the time this airs, we will have the price finalized because we are still hearing back from a couple venues on what their costs are going to be because it's going to be in the middle of wedding season out in Europe. And we have to make sure we price it accordingly with how much those venues are going to charge us. One thing we will tell people is that for most of these shoots, not every single one, but for most of them, we are going to be at private rented venues. So we won't be like out in public where we're having to worry about permits and crowds and cars and things like that. And the few ones we are going to be like an engagement shoot in the middle of Rome that we're going to do at the end of it. And so, yeah.
You lost your train of
Yeah,
thought.
I did. It went away from me. But so we're still working on finalizing ticket prices. But when we do, obviously we're going to be open to all sorts of ticket plans. One thing, my buddy, shout out to Obey the DJ. He's an amazing DJ out here on the East Coast. Him and I were grabbing coffee the other day, and we were talking about it. And we were saying like it's going to cost a lot, but a premium price requires a premium experience. So like we know that it's
absolutely.
going to be costly and it's not going to be super cheap, but our goal is for that experience to like match, if not far exceed what is being, what they're having to pay for. What we want everything that's being offered to far exceed what people are having to pay to be able to attend. But
Yeah,
that being
exceeding
said,
expectations. Yeah.
kind of on our list. Yeah, absolutely. And it's kind of a philosophy we've always worked with, even with our business, with our couples, has been like
Under promise.
Under promise, over
underpromise,
deliver.
overdeliver.
Yeah.
That has always been our thing.
As it should be.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, and so our goal is to do the exact same thing with this retreat, to, under promise, over deliver. But that being said, so I have my list here of things that every ticket includes. So all the tickets will include meals and lodging for 8 days and 7 nights on a Royal Caribbean cruise, plus 1 night in Barcelona, which is just going to be wild. I have listed right now 7 unique luxury editorial styled shoots with content from 3 different European countries featuring professional models, designer dresses, professional styling, privately rented venues. There's a chance that's actually going to be 8 shoots instead of 7, I think. If we count. There's a chance. It'll include travel to and from the cruise ship for all of the shoots. So we're going to get like coach buses to come out and get us all there and back. We won't be taking like rental cars and like taxis and stuff like that.
That would be a mess.
Yeah, it would be a mess and a half. So we'll all be sticking together and be on like these big buses. Our goal is for everybody to have free time to explore Italy, France, and Spain after the shoots. So they have some time to explore the countries and kind of see where we're docking, as well as 1 whole day that we'll have off in France that people get to go explore, like an island off the coast of France.
This is insane.
This is my mind just keeps getting more blown and blown. Like, this is unbelievable, you guys. Seriously.
You're just like,
thank you guys.
So many people. Really like, we know people that have hosted styled shoots and stuff in like France and Italy and stuff like that, but we're gonna just do all of it. Let's just do all of it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, just literally.
Alex, we should have held out on Engage, because can we do Engage and this next year?
Sure.
Oh my God. My bank account is already
We'll
crying.
leave Pennsylvania and then jump on a flight to Barcelona.
Oh my God.
But I mean, that's like 2 months apart, so there's plenty of time.
Saved for you guys.
That's in June. This is in August.
Yeah, well, that's not that far away. Like, that's 2 months apart. Oh my gosh.
And then we'll have shared community and networking with our 3 VIP guests. And then obviously us and the other attendees.
We haven't talked about the VIP guests.
Yeah, we haven't talked about them. Kirsten Jones Photography will be there as our photography guest, which also, by the way, shout out to everybody listening. It's a photo and video retreat.
Yes.
I don't know if we mentioned that. Oh, you did? Okay,
but I mean, we should definitely reiterate that over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah, photo, video, and all genders. So because we're on a cruise ship, we have lots of rooming options. You're gonna have rooms, so we're able to have everybody come.
Yep.
So we're gonna have a photo VIP guest and a video VIP guest. Photo is gonna be Kirsten Jones, who's awesome. Super excited to be with her. And then our video VIP guest will be Runaway Vows. So that'll be Jake and Nate. Jake Weissler and Nate Tehan from Runaway Vows. And we're super excited to have them there too. So they'll be there. You guys will be everyone coming will be shooting alongside of them. You're free to ask them questions, hang out with them on the cruise. And we're going to do a Q&A with them on the cruise where you can come prepped with any questions regarding business, shooting, social media, and we'll be there too. Yeah, we'll be answering questions during that.
That's awesome. So is that what's the vibe? Like, is that like more of like the only educational aspect of it, and the rest is just like portfolio building and like experience networking vibe? Or do you have other like educational stuff planned out as well?
Yeah, we are. For this first one, we're originally planning on not doing too much education beyond like the Q&A. We just feel like, at least I know this isn't the case for everybody, and for some people this might not be a good fit, but we feel like when we've been at retreats or heard about other friends that have gone to retreats or workshops and they have education on one single topic, that's great, and they listen to it and they usually end up having like 1 or 2 things they can pull from it that they can really use for their business.
Yeah.
And we just really love instead the idea of having like community-based education where we can ask whatever questions you want on whatever topics you want. And I feel like you just gain more over such a wider array of things than just sitting there and being taught on one subject for like 2 hours.
Yeah, it's like a no gatekeeping type of atmosphere. And the Q&A panel is really just supposed to be more like a laid back version of some type of education, right? Like an organized thing, but it's not somebody standing up at the front just talking to you like you're in a classroom.
Yeah, I love that. I feel like sometimes for attendees and obviously for like the teachers, it's a little bit intimidating. And for, we've done like loads of workshops and education and things like that. And I feel like sometimes the things that we take away the most are from just the general conversations and connections and getting to know people. And we learn more in those types of atmospheres than like pen to paper.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes like that's great too, but like, at least for us and like where we're at in our business and our life, it's those types of connections where we find the most growth.
Right. I mean, there's a time and place for both sides of it, absolutely, and everybody should do both of them. But I feel like, especially since 2020, there haven't been a lot of the former, not the latter, but the former.
The latter. Anyway.
Anyway, the more networking, like community type things, like what you guys are doing. There's not been a lot of those since 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also feel like
Absolutely.
I feel like when attendees are coming in, like speaking from experience, like, several years ago when I would go to workshops and I would know that so-and-so is speaking or whatever, it just kind of puts like an intimidation factor unintentionally on that person where you don't want to approach them.
Yeah.
But in an atmosphere like what you guys it sounds like you're creating, which is amazing, it makes it more relaxed. And like, yeah, they're going to do a Q&A panel, but it's so much more of an approachable atmosphere.
Honestly, that's just an added bonus. I feel like a lot of the people that come into this are going to be for that destination portfolio.
Yeah.
And that's perfect.
Yeah, and something that we kind of knew going into it too was with this more destination portfolio and definitely more of like a luxury looking portfolio, we're not going to be getting a lot of people who just started 6 months ago.
Right, exactly.
We're not going to be getting a lot of people who just started, a year ago. And I feel like a lot of those like education sessions are really good for those people who really need that information. But I feel like people who have been in the industry for a little longer and have their feet on the ground, know what they're doing and are ready to expand things are just going to, like, they know the things they want to learn. They know the questions they want to ask. They know where they want to grow, and they love to network. So just giving them the ability to come in and get what they want out of it, and they can decide what they're going to learn and what questions they're going to ask. I feel like it's just going to be so much beneficial to the people that will be particularly attracted to this kind of event.
Right. And, we've heard some feedback from other people at just like a retreat where you would be able to just ask the host questions anytime. They wanted a little bit more structure, but they didn't necessarily want like a formal education session. So, this is like,
with the Q&A.
Think of your questions, ask us anything kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. So are you guys releasing like inspo boards or anything like that as you plan the shoots and once you announce, or is it all like going to be a big surprise for all the attendees when they arrive?
Yeah, so I can tell you all these things at this point because anybody listening will have gotten all this information at this point.
Did you even make it through the list?
I know, I never even made it. I made it like halfway through the list of our offerings for the
so
tickets.
exciting.
So we can get back to that. It's just so exciting. But what we'll be doing is we'll be making an announcement on where's the dates here? Okay, cool. So we'll be making an announcement on 3 Mondays in September, the 11th, the 18th, the 25th. The 11th, I can tell you guys now because it'll be out by the time this happens, but we're going to start offering like mentorships too and things like that. So that'll be really fun to get into and kind of dip our toes into that space. And then the 18th, we're going to announce that we're just getting into retreats, period, that we're going to be launching a retreat, that something really cool is coming. And then on the 25th is when we're going to announce the whole thing. We're going to have like promo videos and the website, and it'll have all the details you mentioned. Like it'll have mood boards for all the shoots, all the cities we're going to be shooting in, schedules, free, obviously like an FAQ and everything. A list of our sponsors that we're really excited about that are sponsoring the retreat. And yeah, so we're going to be giving people all the details.
Perfect.
I love that.
And then
Okay, Dredden,
when
go.
we do,
you can finish your
sorry,
list. You can finish your
Veronica.
list. Sorry. there's a weird delay, so I feel like we're like
No, you're
talking
good.
over each other. But Emily was
Yeah,
like, "You
it's
didn't even
hard,
finish your
sorry.
list, Dryden."
This is why I have her, because I just get excited and I start talking about different things. Yeah, absolutely. So it'll be anyway. So we mentioned the VIP guest, the Q&As. We're gonna do a one-on-one Zoom session with everybody after the retreat that chose to attend, to not only just kind of like connect with them and follow up and see how they're doing and see what they learned and what they liked about it and what they didn't like about it, but also it'll be kind of like a mini mentorship session too, where we'll be happy to address any questions with them that they were hoping to have answered on the cruise that they didn't get answered on the cruise,
Or anything they might have been embarrassed to ask at the Q&A or something like
yeah,
that.
anything they might want more one-on-one time to just ask about. So we'll have that. Obviously, we're going to do a online like Facebook group with all the attendees where they can all connect and talk about when they're flying in with each other and try to come in and, kind of connect with each other. Another thing, discount codes from our sponsors. Super excited. The retreat is going to be getting sponsored by PickTime and VidFlow.
Nice.
So we'll be having... Super excited. They'll be providing some merchandise and some discounts for the retreat, which will be super sick. And then we're going to be, obviously, you need it for any retreat. We'll be doing headshots for people in Europe, which I feel like would just be kind of cool to get some headshots in Europe. That would be kind of nifty. And then, things like we're going to be doing a group excursion that'll be included in your ticket. We'll all be going out on like on a day off to do a big excursion on the island off of France. We're going to have a themed party night on the cruise, where we'll all get together and like dress up and have like a total party that night. And
Yeah,
it'll be
like
super
a
fun.
cocktail reception
Like a
type
cocktail
thing,
reception
yeah.
kind of thing. To really bring everybody together. And then it'll also include complimentary Wi-Fi and refreshment packages for everybody on the cruise.
Oh,
too.
perfect.
Nice. Guys, sign me up. That's amazing.
And if you're listening to this and you don't sign up, you're missing it.
You are missing
For
it.
real. This sounds...
Hey, they said it, not us.
You give me one of those locations, worth it. You're
Yeah.
getting 9 of them.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You guys are awesome. Wow.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
For real, brilliant.
So what is something that you just
Thank you,
want
guys.
everyone to know? So it's announced, it's released. What's something that, you just want everyone who is on the edge, considering a ticket, but like they're like teeter-tottering back and forth, what would you say to them?
We have payment plans.
Yeah.
No, that's not. That is not. We do, but that is not what I want people to know. Can we each do one?
Yeah,
do it.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Sure.
I'll give you a second to think, but I think I know mine.
Okay.
I would say mine is, if there's one thing, like even now, I'm still learning about this whole industry. Like we mentioned, we're only like 3.5 years into this whole thing. And so I'm still learning a lot and I'm still building knowledge. And if there's one thing I've learned from like listening to awesome people like Jake and Nate from Runaway Vows, Kirsten, and so many other amazing creators that I could just name so many. It's that community and like connecting with other people in the industry has been like surrounding themselves with positive and talented community has been like one of their number ways of growing. And I feel like this is such a good way to do that, to surround yourself and connect yourself with other people. I mean, they're just like the little amount of time that I've got to spend over like the last year just with more creators than ever before. There's so many things I learned just because we talk about the way we do certain things. I'm like, I would have never thought to do it that way. And I never would have found that out unless I got to spend time with them. So that would be my thing. The community alone, like forget the destinations, forget the Europe and the trip and the food and all those things. 9 days with like 23 other creators is just like, it's insane. And I feel like that alone I'm excited. Like, I'm not even excited for the attendees. I'm excited for the fact that I'm going to get to spend 9 days around a bunch of creators and probably learn from them just as much as they'll learn from any of us.
Yeah, that's amazing. I feel like there's something so special and powerful about just surrounding yourself with like-minded people, and, learning from each other, vibing off of each other. And, we all are relatively doing the same thing. But just like you said, Dryden, like there's so many different ways to skin a cat, right? Like there's so many different things that we can learn from each other. And it's just, being around like-minded people is just, it's so powerful. And I love that.
And getting those like other like ways of thinking from them, like you said.
Yeah.
Can actually, you don't have to take what they're doing and do what they're doing exactly. It'll just enhance what you're doing to make you better. And to play off of what she was saying and what you guys have said, I think there are a lot of people in this industry, even specifically, that see these big educators and all the people in the industry and think, wow, I would love to just sit down and talk to them, and I would love to connect with them. Do it, because everybody is so accessible and they're so willing to help everybody else. And that is one of my favorite things about this industry, is that it's send a DM. They'll probably message you back when they see the message. I mean, they're probably getting a lot of them, but
absolutely
do it.
Literally 1,000%. Like when we wanted to get Kirsten on board as our photographer for this thing, we had no connections to her, and I was like, I'm just gonna shoot her DM and be like, hey, we have an idea for a project we'd love to discuss with you. Can we shoot you a call later? And she was like, yeah, absolutely, let's chat. Like, just reach out. It's so worth it.
Yeah, 100%.
And this is the perfect way to do it, because you're all going to be stuck on a boat together.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Do you have yours, babe?
Yeah, I think, you hit the community side really well, which is really, really important. But something that I really want people to know about this opportunity and this retreat is, obviously it's not a cheap retreat. It's not something that's going to be just a little bit of money and you get to go get a ton of value. It's something that we're asking everybody to invest in, but we're investing in them just as much. We are, we have this planner. She's got people on the ground in every single location that we're going to. We're going to venues. We're, having real floral setups. We're having
models.
Real models that we're investing in, real dresses, designer dresses, that sort of stuff. So it's really, really important to us that people understand that we're investing into this just as much as they are. And it's really, really important to us to invest in our business. It's really, really important to us that everybody understands that it's important to invest in your business. And we're going to deliver on the value side of that.
Oh, for sure.
I love that.
100% agree with that. Like workshops in general and retreats outside of even the complexities of this, they cost a lot of money and even more time just to put on. So when you add it that you're going to be on a cruise ship and in 9 different locations, it's going to be time intensive. It's going to be expensive to put on, but the value is going to be there.
Yeah. And I feel like, even just like talking to you for like the hour that we have, I can see like your heart behind it and that your intention behind it is pure and you're investing back into your community, doing it with like pure hearts and intentions. And I love that. This might be shots fired, but not every educator, believe it or not, is setting out there for the best of intentions. And that sometimes can be like a major ick for me in our industry. But you guys, I can already just like tell that you guys are like, you are putting your heart and soul into this, and it is investing in yourselves, but it's also investing back in the industry. And that's just going to grow more community in such an epic way that nobody has done. And just a round of applause to you guys.
I have a prediction that year 2 for you guys is going to be like, you're going to have the whole cruise ship.
Yeah, just a whole cruise ship.
Just the whole cruise ship. Everybody in the industry is going to be on the cruise ship.
Dude,
we'll all just be out there. You know how sick that would be? Can you imagine?
And you know what? That's like kind of another thing that we should touch on is we are limiting the amount of tickets that we're selling so that we're not overcrowding the shoots. We don't want there to be 40, 50 people trying to shoot the same couple, right? So there are definitely a very limited number of tickets.
Yeah, I'd say, can I touch on that for a second?
It's up to you.
I'd say, we are selling, we're going to have us 2, the 2 Runaway Vows guests, and Kirsten Jones, so that's 5 of us, and then we're going to sell 20 tickets. We don't, at least this first time around, we don't want to overcrowd it. With what Emily was saying, I don't want to say that there is availability and room to expand it, like in the future, if there
Yeah.
ends up being a bunch of people
sure,
who
we
missed
could do
out,
multiple setups in the
multiple
future,
models at each venue, you know, so that it doesn't feel overcrowded. But whether we grow it and allow more people to come, or we keep it at 20, regardless, it will always feel like it's not overcrowded, because we'll make sure that everyone has like a specific amount
And
of time. with
I
the
think
models and everything.
that goes a long way with a lot of people in the industry, because they don't want to go to something that's doesn't feel personable.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's overcrowded, it doesn't feel that
Yeah.
way. You're always fighting for what you need to get out of it, and the
Yeah.
networking is even harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like one of our thought processes too, is how do we foster and encourage community on a ship that holds 4,000 people?
Yeah.
Like, how do we get people to spend time together and want to hang out on such a massive thing? So,
Yeah.
and we are doing a lot of things that we're hoping to make that work.
Yeah, there's a
but
lot in the works, and we're going to be available. You know, we're going to make ourselves available
Throughout the
as
whole
much
thing.
as we possibly can. I mean, we're probably going to have the ability to send out a text blast and say, hey, we're going to be at this bar for the next 2 hours. You want to come hang out, you know?
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard to foster that community, but it's important to us. It's probably our number one priority.
Yeah,
I'd say
just
so.
to make sure that there's intention behind the networking side of it too.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, guys, this is amazing.
So before we
Thank you.
Thank you.
Before
You guys
we-
are,
before we do
I don't know if
anything
anyone's
else,
told you
what's
this
the-
before.
what's
you guys
the
are like
website?
so
Hold on.
encouraging.
Sorry, what were you saying, Dryden?
The delay.
No, that's okay. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I was just telling you that. Oh,
Oh,
our light just turned off.
Hold
One
on.
second.
No, you're good.
it's plugged into a wall outlet now.
Okay.
Okay,
I was just gonna. All I was trying to say before you kept talking was that you guys are so encouraging, and it's
Yeah.
like you guys have such sweet hearts, and we love that, and it's just. It's so refreshing. I mean, we've heard a lot of encouragement from the people we have gotten to talk to about this, but you guys just make us feel so much better about what we're doing. So thank you.
Hey,
we love that.
We gotta spread the love, because we want the love too. Sometimes you gotta give it and receive it.
Yeah.
And you can't receive it if you're not giving it.
Yeah, exactly.
Flying
Awesome.
around.
What was your
Sure.
question going to be, Alex?
How can people find information about this and actually like book and buy
Yeah.
tickets?
Yes. So by the time this is live, there is going to be a page on our website. So website wildandrome.co. There'll be a page up at the top that is for creators. They can click that for creators. And there'll be 3 options once they click that for mentorships, what's in our bag, or retreats. And the retreats tab will give them all the information on this stuff. We'll be sharing it on our Instagram. I know Runaway Vows and Kirsten Jones will be sharing it too. So if you're in any like Facebook groups with them and stuff, I know they'll be posting the link there too.
The goal is to blast it as many places as we
Yeah,
can.
so go to our website, go to the links in our bio, click it all up.
And there'll be links in the description of this podcast.
Yep.
Also, so direct link, don't even gotta think about it.
Yep, exactly.
Bam.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today and for sharing your hearts behind your big project and announcement. We really appreciate that.
When you guys do Rome, you should call
Absolutely,
it
guys. Thank you so much for having us on.
you should
Yeah.
call it Wild and ROME. For the Rome engagement.
There we
session.
go. Perfect.
Wild and
Where are we
Rome.
ending it? Wild and Rome. Perfect.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, that's all that we have for today. I hope you all enjoyed, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.